All right, good morning and welcome to this active flow and breathwork class. My name is Brian and I'm delighted to be here with you this morning for this exploration of awakening the vigor. Awakening the vigor. We're going to get a little vigorous today. So remember, as always, our first guiding principle, support precedes action. So you have the opportunity and the hopefully the means to support yourself. We tools, blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, tissues, chairs, anything that you need to support yourself. Take advantage of that. Now, particularly when we're challenged, so we're going to do some things that might be a little challenging today. Particularly when we're challenged, we want to remember that our focus is to be calm and steady and focused on our breath and moving within our own body. And so we do these practices so that we can practice staying calm and steady and focused on the breath when we are challenged. And so remember, if you're losing your relationship to calm, steady, and focused on the breath, that is a signal to stop. Remember also that it is your practice. While I will be offering and suggesting and inviting you to do some things from over here, ultimately you are in the privacy of your own space by design. And the only requirement for you is to be present and to breathe. Everything else is just an option. So please stop when you lose your centered focus and calm. Stop when you lose your breath. Stop when you're feeling like this is just not what right for me. And my body is telling me this is not appropriate for me in this time. And, and then do what your body is asking you to do. Stay within the limits of your body. Remember that we're looking for that steady, calm center. Okay, enough. Let us practice. Let us play. All right, we're going to begin, as always, with our grounding, landing, supporting ourselves by raising gratitude and setting intention. So I invite you to find a supported posture, whatever that looks like for you, whatever form that takes for you. And the way that you find that is as you move into your posture, feel into the parts of your body that are in contact with something. Your feet on the floor, beneath your knees, the sides of your legs if you're sitting cross-legged, your sits bones if you're sitting, those are the pointy bones at the base of the hip girdle. Feel yourself balanced and supported on those sit bones. Whatever part is touching, feel that physical sensation of connection and recognize that physical sensation of connection at that part of your body as support. What is it like to be supported in this moment? And then imagining you could extend roots through those places of support down into the earth beneath you to hold you steady and firm. Root down as you lengthen through the side body, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the crown. Experiment with your head by tucking the chin and turning your head side to side to free that joint at the back of the neck so that you can feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. And then notice what happens in your body when the spine elongates and aligns. And keeping that spine elongated and aligned, I invite you to come into the present moment by coming into the breath. Turn your awareness to your breathing. Begin to breathe in and out through your nostrils, following your inhalation into your body, wherever it may go, without stress, strain, or exertion. Following your exhalation out of your body, letting it go completely, emptying, completely releasing all that is no longer needed. Then hold your awareness right there and be right there at the beginning of the next inhale. Following that inhale in and that exhale out. And as you center your focus on your breath, allow everything else to slip away. Everything that's happened in your day, your week, your month, your year, your life. And let everything else slip away. All that planning and focusing on what needs to come next, what you need to wear, where you need to be, what you're going to have for breakfast. Let all that go. Just be in the breath, breathing in and knowing that you're breathing in. Breathing out and knowing that you're breathing out. And if you choose to, on your next inhale, I invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space and to allow to arise in your heart space a sense of gratitude. Any one thing for which you are grateful here today. Perhaps for you today, just the possibility of gratitude. And Whatever it is that arises when gratitude is called forth, I invite you to see that clearly in your mind's eye. And then to anchor your gratitude in your heart space and to hold it there for the duration of our practice today. And then if you choose to, I'll invite you now to set an intention for your practice. Perhaps a simple intention to just keep your gratitude anchored in your heart space, or to just be right there with each inhalation. And whatever your intention is, I invite you now to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. Now, I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop towards your grateful and intentional heart. And if you'd like to offer a benediction to seal your intention, I invite you to do so now as I say, Namo, Namaste. And release the hands, lift the chin. Make any adjustments you need to your practice. And we're going to begin with some breath work. So the right hand will come up, fingers together, palm facing the side of the face. The right thumb will block the right nostril. We'll begin to breathe in and out through the left nostril. The left hand will be on the knee, thumb and forefinger lightly touching in Gyan or Wisdom Mudra. And we're just steady and calm. So this is our chance to be in that posture of calm, steady, focused on the breath and breathing within our own body. So we're inhaling and exhaling through the left nostril only. Now, you're welcome to use mental awareness. If it's uncomfortable for you to have your hand up like this, that's absolutely okay. The body is still, in all breath practice, the body is still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostril. And your focus is at the brow point if your eyes are closed. And if you're, like many of us, uncomfortable closing your eyes all the way because it affects your balance or for whatever reason, just narrow your gaze to something just beyond the tip of your nose. Breathing in and out through the left nostril, finding your rhythm and your pace. Long, deep inhale, full, complete exhale. Inhale and exhale are equal in length, volume, and intensity. Just establishing ourselves in this energetic awakening, the left side body, the left channel, the moon channel, the Ida channel, calming, centering breath. Quick side note here, if you have challenges sleeping like many of us do, left nostril breathing can be a wonderful antidote to those challenges. 3 to 6 minutes of left nostril breathing can be very, very helpful to calm the mind and allow a state of sleep to find its way in. In and out through the left. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Release your right hand down to the knee, thumb and forefinger lightly touching. Bring your left hand up, fingers together, palm facing the nose. Bring the left thumb to block the left nostril. Exhale out the right. And then begin to breathe in and out through the right nostril. Now notice it may be different on this side. And so just let that be. Do not feel like you have to have everything be matching. This idea of symmetry in the body that we have, this idea that everything will be the same, that's not accurate nor wise nor skillful. Just allow things to be as they are, breathing in and out through the right nostril, full inhales, complete exhales. Now the right nostril, conversely, is the sun channel, the Pingala Nadi, an activating channel, an activating breath. So if you're feeling particularly lethargic and you just can't seem to get yourself going, 3 to 6 minutes of right nostril breathing can do wonders to pick you up a little bit. Establishing ourselves here, just following the breath. And we're not looking for that particular thing, not trying to shape the experience, not knowing that this is the active channel, looking for any type of, well, where's my energetic boost? Where's my active feeling? We're just being in the breath, just knowing that you're breathing in when you're breathing in, and knowing that you're breathing out when you're breathing out. Just being right there with the breath, aware of the gratitude anchored in your heart space, and checking in with your intention that you may have set those short minutes ago, and allowing the breath to come and go. Just noticing what you notice without trying to shape the experience in any way, just allowing the experience to occur. And on your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Release the left hand down, thumb and forefinger touching, straighten the spine, lengthen, and exhale both nostrils. Now we're going to begin to breathe in and out through both nostrils, adding a little Bastrika or bellows effect. Breath of fire here. We're going to create a little heat, create a little energy. Now, if you are pregnant or on your menstrual cycle, please do not pump the diaphragm. Just take long, deep, full inhales, complete exhales, yogic breathing. Otherwise, if you choose to engage your diaphragm, pulling back and down on the exhale and letting the diaphragm move out and up on the inhale, and we'll just breathe with this little bellows effect, this Bastrika effect, and clear out everything that's happening here. Let's take a full inhale to prepare and begin. Finding your rhythm and your breath, your pace, and your practice. Remember, calm, steady, focused on the breath, moving within your own body. Now, even though the diaphragm is engaged here, the body is still very still. The awareness is still on the breath in the nostrils. And the focus is at the brow point or the tip of the nose. We're just breathing. All of these practices that we're starting with here, we're just breathing. And the only difference between any other breath is that we're consciously paying attention to our breath here. We're aware of the breath in the nostrils. Feeling that energetic engagement in the diaphragm if we are breathing through the diaphragm. Feeling perhaps a little heat being generated. Checking in with a little bit of the idea of vigor. What is it like to be vigorous in our practice while remaining calm and steady? Seemingly contradictory terms, right? Vigorous, engaged, enthusiastic, calm, and steady. Our practice is designed to help us understand how to manage these mind states so that we can remain calm and steady and focused on the breath while still being engaged vigorously in whatever is happening in the moment. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Gently retain this breath while lifting. Engage your root lock. Lift at the base of the spine at the pelvic bowl. Relax the shoulders. Engage the chin lock. Bring the chin tightly, slightly toward the chest. Feel the back of the neck release. Shoulders relaxed. Base of the spine lifting, energy being held in the core and lifted toward the crown. Notice what's shifted for you. Notice your own experience. Be fully present here. As you are ready, release your locks, release your breath. Let the breath stabilize here, come and go, settle in. Make any adjustments you need to your practice. If you're not used to sitting for this type period of time, maybe you want to switch the cross of your legs or change your position in order to be supported. Feeling into that. Again, find your supports. Lengthen and elongate the spine, align the spine, be present. All right, we're going to begin our next breath. On the inhale, through the nostrils, the spine will arch, the chest will open, the heart will expand, the palms are open, open throat, open third eye. On the exhale, we'll round the spine, bring the hands into fists, bring the elbows and forearms together, and drop the chin toward the chest, exhaling through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, arch and open. Exhale through the mouth, round and release. Continue at your pace. Your rhythm. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Fully engaged. Vigorous. Yet calm. Engaged. Yet steady. Active in your movement, yet focused on your breath. Movement is within your own body. Finding that steady center. So a lot of us like to go right to the limit. Maybe in your practice today, instead of seeking out your edge and running out to run along the edge, perhaps you could find the steady center and work from there. On your next inhale, just gently retain the breath while you're open here in this open posture, open heart, open throat, open third eye. Allow everything to settle. Be still. On your exhale, release your hands down, straighten the spine. Allow the breath to come and go. Check in with your gratitude. Check in with your intention. Check in with what's shifted for you. Moving into this next breath. The inhale. So same type of movement with the spine, a little bit of like seated cat movements there. So on the inhale, the spine will arch, the chest will open, the heart might open. The hands will slide up the thighs to the hip crease. On the exhale, we'll round the spine, drop the chin, and release the hands down the thighs back to the knees. Out through the mouth. And then we're going to add a little complication here. We're going to get a little syncopated. On the next inhale, we'll inhale through the mouth. And on the next exhale, we'll exhale out the nose. And then we'll inhale through the nose. And we'll exhale out the mouth. And then we'll inhale through the mouth. And we'll exhale out the nose. And then we'll continue that pattern, arching and lifting on the inhale. And rounding and releasing on the exhale. Alternating the mouth and nostrils. Continue at your rhythm, your pace, your breath, and your practice. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. And continue. Fully present. Fully engaged. Fully focused on the breath. On your next exhale, gently hold the breath out. Be very still. Allow everything to settle. Notice. Relax the shoulders. Notice the chin tucked. Notice just gentle retention, no stress, no strain. Notice chance of stillness. When you're ready, inhale, lift the chin. Allow the breath to stabilize, to come and go. Check in with your experience. What shifted for you? A little bit of breath work can do wonders for our lives here. Let's take a cleansing breath, full inhale. And as you exhale, come around to your mat. Come down on your back on your mat. Lengthen through the crown. Bring the heels and toes together, toes neutral toward the ceiling. Arms go overhead. Interlock the thumbs. Either way, it doesn't matter. As you inhale, lengthen through the fingertips, press through the heels. Big, long stretch here. Breathe in. As you breathe out, release the toes to neutral. Switch the interlock of your thumb. As you inhale, lengthen through the fingertips and press the toes away from the face. Big, long stretch here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the toes to neutral. Press the palms together. Or if it's more convenient, just circle your left wrist with your right thumb and forefinger. Cross your left ankle atop the right ankle. Inhale here, get long through the heels and the fingers, and then as you exhale, take your feet to the lower right corner of your mat, take your arms to the upper right corner of your mat, entering a stretch onto the left side body. Feel into that opening as you breathe in and breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale, bring in arms and feet back to neutral. Uncross the ankles. Release the wrist if you're holding it. Press the palms or grasp, circle your right wrist with your left thumb and forefinger. Cross your right ankle atop the left ankle. Inhale here, get long. Exhale, take the feet to the lower left corner of the mat. Take the arms to the upper left corner of the mat. Introducing a stretch into the right side body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. As you exhale, come back to center, uncross the ankles, release the hands, bring the hands down by the feet. Make any adjustments you need here to feel the lower spine on the mat. Palms down by the hips. Feeling into this. Lift the feet. Now, the higher you lift your feet, the more support you have from your spine. So if you're just hovering the heels above the mat, you're engaged fully. If you take your feet up to 30 degrees, you'll feel a little bit of that lower spine just above the SI joint engaged. If you take your feet to 45 degrees, you'll feel the lower spine fully engaged. If you take your feet to 60 degrees, maybe where your ceiling and wall come together, you'll feel more of the middle spine engaged. If you take your feet up 90 degrees toward the ceiling and press the heels, you'll feel the entire spine. So work from the place that's most supportive for you. Also, you can bring your hands so that the thumbs are underneath the sits bones. That will provide additional support, or even the back of the palms underneath the SI joint, that's the top of the buttocks, for even more support. Wherever you need to be, find that position and then begin to piston your legs. Moving with your breath. Engage through the core, the back of the skull is relaxed, the shoulders are down and relaxed. Keep the lower spine on the mat. There's a tendency here to arch in that lower spine. We want to keep that lower spine on the mat for support. And we're working with our breath. Getting to move energy through the hip girdle. So all that sitting that we were doing while we're breathing, those fixed hips, is a place for things to get pooled and stagnant. So now we want to move that energy around a little bit. And bring your knees into your chest. Reach up and squeeze just below the knees. Rock a little side to side. Feel that. Maybe a little rotation of the hips. If you rotate, please go both directions. Just feel any release there that you need. Then bring the feet to the mat. Walk your feet out to the wide edges of the mat. Let the knees drop together. Take your arms out 60 degrees. Inhale, get long. Feel the lower spine on the mat. Exhale, release the knees to one side. Inhale, back to center. Knees touching. Exhale, knees go to the other side. So we're windshield wipering the legs here. A little bit of release for that SI joint, for that lower back, and for those hips. Maybe you feel a little bit of engagement from that pistoning. Just allowing a little freedom here. Just feeling into this. Waking up this morning. Bring the knees back to center. Walk the feet back in. Okay. Now, arms will go up from the shoulders, palms facing forward. Knees will come up. Knees won't come up. The feet will come up so that the shins are parallel. And we're going to do that pistoning again, but now we're going to add the arm. So left leg will go long, right arm will extend long over the head. Inhale, back, center. Exhale, left arm, right leg. And then just work with your breath here. So we do these simple movements, aligning movement with breath, feeling into that. Now again, if the arms are a challenge for you or the legs need to be higher, so that you have your supports, utilize your supports, support yourself in your practice. Inhale, back to center. Bring the knees into the chest on the exhale. Release and rock a little side to side. Free that lower spine. Maybe some rotation. Whatever you need here. Bring the feet to the mat. Knees together. Bring the hands toward the heels in the direction of. Press into the feet. Notice as you press into the feet, feel the lower part of the buttocks begin to rock. That's the pelvic bowl. Feel that pelvic bowl begin to tilt up and back towards your chest. So as you press into the feet and press the knees together, continue to press and feel the buttocks roll up off the mat. Continue to press and press the knees away, press the feet into the mat, and feel how your lower spine, middle spine, and maybe even into your upper spine begins to lift. Belly button rises toward the ceiling. This is our bridge posture. Breathe here, full inhale. Complete exhale. And now we're going to pulse from here, dynamic movement here. Inhale, lift and shine a little brighter. Exhale, roll down, buttocks just hovering above the mat. And then inhale, roll back up. And then move at your rhythm and your pace and your breath, your practice. Now, the tendency of the knees here is to flail open. So rotate those thighs inward so that the knees stay parallel. Little tool you can do, perhaps place your block between your thighs the long way. Just hold it gently there. That'll induce you to keep your legs in parallel. And then we're just breathing and moving with breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Working the backside of the body here, the hamstrings, the glutes, the QL, little bit of oblique action, transverse. Working with our breath. And roll down, bring the knees into the chest, squeeze, rock a little side to side if you need to, releasing any tension in the lower back that may have developed. And then extend the legs long and roll to your belly, either direction, doesn't matter. Hands down by the hips, turn the palms down. Tops of the feet to the mat, extend the toes long toward the bottom of the mat. Press into the tops of the feet and feel the knees perhaps engage. Bring your chin, nose, or forehead to the mat. And then lengthen through your crown. And notice as you lengthen, you may actually feel the chin lift. Continue to lengthen. Maybe you feel the shoulders lift. Maybe you feel the heart come forward. This is our supported locus. So feet are down, hands are down. Crown is lifted, heart's coming forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you like, lift one leg. Stay here. If you like, lift the other leg. Stay here. If you like, lift one arm. Stay here. If you like, lift the other arm. Breathe deep. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. Slowly bring everything back down. Turn your right cheek and ear to the mat. Turn your palms up. Let your heels fall open. Take a breath. Sigh it out. Bring the heels together. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Thumbs at the breast line. Chin, forehead, or nose to the mat. Press into the tops of the feet. Feel the knees engage. Press into the fingertips and the heel of the palm. Lengthen through the crown. Feel the heart come forward. The shoulders lift. Chin lifts. This is our cobra posture. Feel yourself supported in your hands. If you want to check, maybe pick up your hands. But then put the fingertips in the heel of the palm back down. And just lightly support yourself here as you lift the heart. And breathe. Inhale here. Exhale here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full inhalation. As you exhale, lower down. Turn your left cheek into the mat. Let your heels fall open. Bring your palms up by your hips. Take a deep inhale. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale, bring your hands back underneath. And then walk the hands out and bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. So your forearms are down on the mat, extending out from your shoulders, and your elbows are underneath the shoulders. And you may think your shoulders are wider than they are. So see if you can feel like you're pinching your elbows toward each other so that they're actually underneath the shoulders. Now, in this posture, relax the top of the feet, relax the knees, relax everything from the waist down. Press into the elbows, lift through the crown, let the heart come forward. This is our Sphinx posture. Feeling that stretch in the abdominals, feeling that opening in the heart, feeling that freedom in the crown. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. As you exhale, simply rotate your elbows out and bring your palms back underneath your forehead. Stack the palms, right palm top to left. Bring your forehead to the back of your right palm. Now, walk your elbows back a little bit so that they're more in line with your shoulders, which will add a little bit of rounding in the upper spine. And then turn your heels in and your toes out. A little awkward posture there, but wonderful digestive posture here. So the chest is lifted off the mat, rounding in the upper shoulders. This is our crocodile pose. Let everything settle in here as you breathe in and breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. On your next inhale, bring the toes back together. Lift the crown. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes. Press back to the ball of the foot and the heel. Feel the knees engage. Press into the fingertip and the heel of the palm. Lengthen through the crown. And then as you inhale, press yourself up to a plank posture. Long line of energy, crown of the head to the heels. Pressing out of the fingertips and the heel of the palm, long through the arms. Fully engaged through the core. Breathe in. As you exhale, lift the hips toward the ceiling and the wall behind you. Release the crown of the head toward the mat. Press the chest and stomach back toward the thighs. Release the heels toward the mat. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Now we're going to pulse that. So modify as you need to. Go. Bring your knees down and work from the more supported posture on your knees. Inhale to your plank. Exhale to your downward dog. As you feel comfortable doing so, as you inhale to your plank, maybe even bring the torso a little further forward and drop the hips and lift the crown, coming into a modified up dog. Maybe not. And as you exhale, you press back to your downward facing dog. Move with your breath. If you have challenges with your wrists, maybe come down onto your forearms and move into dolphin planks. One more here. All right. On your exhale, as you look back toward your feet, walk your hands back toward your feet. Coming into a forward fold, release the head, release the hands. Just take a moment here to feel the full length of your legs, lifting the hips up and back, releasing the crown, bringing your forehead toward your shins. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, walk your feet out wider than shoulder width. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And then bring your hands to your ankles, to your shins, to the top of your knees. Whatever you need for support, begin to drop the hips and lift the torso. We're coming into a squat. Now, your squat is the place where your heels begin to come off the mat. You want your heels to be down, supported here. So maybe your squat is just a couple of inches, and that's okay. If you want additional support and you have a bolster or a chair or a block, you can bring your block or bolster or chair and use that to support yourself. Put your hands on that. Maintaining the support, support precedes action. Come into your version of squat. Now, we're going to do our last dynamic exercise here, and that's our frog postures, which is a dynamic squat. So this is the exhale. Whatever your squat position is, that's your exhale. On your inhale, you straighten the legs, bring the forehead toward the shins, releasing the hands. Hands go in front of you, perhaps. You can touch the mat, or if you have a block or bolster, utilize your fingertips for support. So we're supported in the movement here. And then find your postures and you move between your squat. And so inhale, we straighten the legs, forward fold. Exhale, we drop the hips, squat. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Now, knowing this is your last dynamic posture, maybe you can just engage against the resistance that you might be feeling and just say, I got this. It's the last thing we're going to do dynamically today. I got a wonderful balancing breath and a beautiful integrated rest coming up. So I'm just going to stay with this, with my breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Whatever it is that's happening, I'm just doing this breath in and out. I'm just breathing and knowing that I'm breathing. I'm just present and fully engaged. I'm enjoying the vigor of this practice today. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm present. I'm fully here. Woo! I love squats. Froggies are my favorite. I can wish for nothing more than to be doing this right now, right here. Inhale up. Turn the toes in parallel. Take your hands, wrap your thumb and wrap your middle finger and pointer finger around the inside of the thumb. I'm sorry, around the inside of the big toe. Take your thumb around the outside of the big toe. That's a yogi toe lock. Engage here. Lengthen through the crown as you inhale. As you exhale, fold the elbows out, away from the body. Bring the forehead toward the shins. Forward fold, breathe deep. Whew. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Release the toes. Slowly roll your torso upright. Let the shoulders roll up and down. Let the crown come high. Take a moment here just to allow the breath to stabilize. Allow the blood flow to return from head to heart instead of from heart to head. Take a moment to check in with your gratitude and your intention. Take a moment to just be still. And then gently, calmly, steadily Make your way back to your seat. We'll move into our balancing breath and into our guided rest. Find your supported seat. Settle in to your supported seat. Hands will come to prayer at the heart, thumbs resting lightly on the breastbone, maintaining that connection between the heart and the hands, feeling your gratitude and intention there. The breath is a simple 4-part inhale. We break the inhale up into 4 equal sniffs. Pause for a second at the top, and then we exhale 4 equal sniffs out. Pausing for a moment at the bottom to stabilize the breath out. And then we'll continue. Inhale. And exhale. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Body's very still. Awareness on the breath in the nostrils. Focus at the brow point or just beyond the tip of your nose. Just be still, just breathe. And you may notice as you settle into this, breath may get quiet. It may not. No, there's no right or wrong. You're just breathing. As long as the breath is appearing, all will be well. But maybe you notice things begin to still. Maybe you notice things begin to quiet. Maybe you notice the possibility of presence. Four-part inhale. Four-part exhale. In and out through the nostrils. Be in the rhythm of your own body and breath. Notice your own experience. As you finish your next round and finish your next exhale, let your left palm drop into your lap, palm up. Let your right palm drop into let the back of your right palm drop into the left palm. Bring the thumbs to lightly touch. Relax and lengthen into the spine. Release the shaping of the breath. Take a moment here as you settle in to provide yourself with any additional support you may want in this final posture. Maybe you have an eye cloth or a blanket or a shawl. Whatever it is that you might provide you even 1% more support. Allow that. And then just be still. Let the breath go. Let the shaping of the mind go. Let the shaping of the breath go. Let the shaping of the body go. Just be still. Notice what it is like to be still. Release any analysis of the practice. Release any conversation. Certainly release any competition and condemnation. Just allow yourself to be done. The gift you're giving yourself here. Acknowledge the gift of rest. Acknowledge the gift of a moment just to be. Acknowledge yourself for giving yourself that gift, for allowing yourself to be here, for preparing and then presenting yourself with this moment to just be, just as you are. Perfectly imperfect, wholly whole. Allowing, accepting, surrendering, trusting. Trust in whatever power it is that brings the breath to you. Allow gratitude for that power, for that breath. Accept yourself just as you are. Honor yourself for accepting yourself. Surrender to the truth of the moment just as it is. Honor that truth. Trust that all is well. All is well. All manner of things are well. Honor yourself for trusting. Feel into the power of rest, stillness, and silence. If perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately return your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you once again to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And invite you to allow to arise in your heart space perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful here today. And as you witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, in closing, I invite you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you can, for as long as you like. And when you do rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.